Hello and welcome to my review of the Captain Uriel Ventris model from Games Workshop. Now this model will set you back £23.50 and of course consists of Captain Uriel Ventris. He was released alongside the Black Library 2021 celebration, whereby Graham McNeill actually wrote a new novel in which he stars, The Swords of Calth. If you're not familiar with Captain Uriel Ventris, I would strongly recommend you read the other Uriel Ventris novels, or even if you can pick up the Chronicles of Uriel Ventris, which includes Nightbringer, Warriors of Ultramar, Dead Sky Black Sun, The Killing Ground, Courage and Honour, the chapters due. They were certainly some of my favourite books back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the model himself. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the model himself. I do like how Games Workshop celebrate the Black Library celebration with these unique models that they create for the event. I think Eisenhorn was 2018, which I never honestly thought that we'd get a Inquisitor Eisenhorn model. Here's the fingers crossed for Ravener. And Bequin, obviously. In 2019, I can't remember, so please do put it in the comments down below. Last year we had the Custodes and the Sister of Silence, Valerian and Alea. And then this year, in 2021, we've now got Captain Uriel Ventris. Again, I never expected that we'd see the Uriel Ventris. Now, the one thing about this model is that he doesn't come with a helmeted option. He is an Ultramarines captain of the 4th Company. A bit like some of the other characters, he is a, Ultramarines through and through. There's Ultramarine symbols and iconography everywhere. Really do like this miniature. I often say on the channel that I purchase things just to show you guys what they look like, but yeah, if I was an Ultramarines player and I had any inkling into this model, or I was looking for an awesome looking Primaris captain, yeah, I'd definitely pick this one up. He's very, I say easy to build without that sounding like he's an easy to build kit. He's still a multi-part kit, but yeah, I built him in the live stream. He's got this amazing looking bolt gun, which I've drilled the holes out, of course. He hasn't got a helmet. I would have liked a helmeted option just to have seen what a captain of a 4th Company helmet would look like. I mean, look at his armour. His Primaris armour is a little bit different, isn't it? A little bit more bespoke to what we're used to. Power plant is very similar though. I've got this awesome sweeping cape, this long power sword, and it is long compared to the typical gladiuses that Ultramarines carry. He's got some iconography and things dotted about, and of course let's not forget that white rose there too. So it depends on what colour you're gonna paint his face and things. I mean, Games Workshop, if we just look at that, that's how they've painted his face. With kind of like a stubbly thing with his hair a bit dishevelled. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's certainly better than their first foray when they released some pictures. The scenic base, I don't really want to call it a scenic base, it's just like a counter that you can place him on, completely optional. You don't need to, you can just cut the small plug off the bottom of his left foot and have him on any base you wish, really. So I like the fact that although it's a scenic base, it is optional. Okay, size comparisons then. Although I don't necessarily have Valerian and Alea and Eisenhorn close by, I do have my usual 3 size comparison Imperium models, so we'll just get a better angle of these, and there we are. So a normal Space Marine, which I'm guessing Uriel used to be the same size of, kind of dwarfs a normal Space Marine nowadays. He has crossed the Rubicon. He's become this Primaris compared to an actual intercessor. Now remember that he's got a little bit of a scenic base. He's a little bit taller than this intercessor, I want to say, even with that base. It might be the pose, but he just looks like pretty big captain. I know he hasn't got a helmet on, but yeah, I'd say he's a little bit taller. Something to do with those boots, and how long his sort of armour is at the top there. But he seems taller than a normal intercessor. I mean, look at him compared to normal one there. So he's definitely going to stand out, even more so on this very large base, this Terminator base there for him. And then obviously compared to Sly Marbo, yeah, towers above Sly Marbo there. The only other sort of marine, the only other model I can think about comparing him to is probably the most recent intercessor, heavy intercessor captain, which is, I want to say he's a tiny bit taller, the heavy intercessor captain, but then again he is in Gravis armour. I mean, look at the size of him. He's huge and bulky, you know, but there you go, two captains on the same size bases as well. Yeah, so I hope that size comparison has helped. Before I go into the rules, I'm not quite sure whether his rules are in the Ultramarines Codex. I can't think why they would be. I'm sure I would have been notified by now. I'm guessing like Marnius and Gilliman and a couple of other unique units are in there. So at the moment, the only kind of way to get the rules is, luckily they're included in the little box set, so it's worth holding on to these, and this is where I will be reading from. You get them in a multitude of languages, and I just find that it's yeah, ironic. It really is ironic that one of the main reasons why Games Workshop made these symbols and things was so that they didn't have to translate a lot of the stat lines in different languages. Well, they had to do that anyway for the rest of his rules. So yeah, an odd turn of events, but I would have rather them had you know, the little letters and things at the top. But there we go. That's another story. So Uriel Ventris. It doesn't say that he's a HQ or anything like that. There's no symbolisation there, but let's face it, he's a captain of a 4th company. Of course he's going to be an HQ unit. He is a power points cost of a 6 and a points cost of 110. His stat line reads movement of 6 inches, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength 4, toughness 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9 and a save of 3+. Uriel Ventris is equipped with bolt pistol, Invictus, sword of Idaeus, or Idius, I think it's Idaeus, frag grenades, crack grenades. Your army can only include one Uriel Ventris model. Bolt pistol works as usual. It's a range 12-inch, pistol 1, strength 4, AP 0 and damage 1. Invictus is the bolt gun. It's a range 30-inch, rapid fire 1, strength 4, AP -2 and a damage of 2. That's amazing. So it's a 30-inch range bolt gun basically, but with that AP -2 and a damage of 2. The sword of Idius, the sword of Idaeus is strength +1, so that's a strength 5, armor penetration of -3 and a damage of 3. Frag grenades and crack grenades work as usual. So his abilities then. He has Angels of Death. Iron Halo. Model has a 4+ invulnerable, so it's got a 3+ normal, 4+ invulnerable. Rites of Battle Aura ability. While a friendly Ultramarines core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, re-roll a hit roll of 1. Unorthodox Strategist. Each time you select an Ultramarines core unit within 6 inches of this model, when you use the adaptive stratagem until the end of that phase, that stratagem only costs 1 command point to use. Very, very useful. Captain of the 4th. If this model gains a Warlord trait, it must be Paragon of War. If this model is added to your Crusade Forces Order of Battle, he automatically gains the Master of the Fleet honorific, even though he cannot normally gain any battle honours. This does not increase his Crusade points. If there is already a model with that honorific in your Order of Battle, you cannot add Uriel Ventris to your Order of Battle. That makes sense. But it's interesting how they're deciding to move Crusade Order of Battle into, you know, normal 40k, I say, into normal games. Keywords: Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Ultramarines. Keywords: Infantry, Character, Primaris, Captain, Uriel Ventris. Now, I probably would have added one extra ability for him. I know he's quite cheap, I want to say, for 110 points. You know, you're getting a good bolt gun, good power sword, you're getting a lot of wounds there. He is a very decent captain, and I know that he's got the unauthorized strategist. I would have liked an extra character type of ability, such as adaptive codex or codex support, or something along the lines of the codex does not support this action. I don't know, something like that, something cheerful, funny, and synonymous to Uriel. And also I'd like to have seen some kind of like bonus if Pausanias is nearby, or if any of the other named characters are close by him as part of his squad. And I would have liked to have seen just more character to him. Really, that's the only kind of extras I'd add to him. Other than that, fantastic looking model, decent rules. If you've got an Ultramarine army, you really do owe it to yourself to get this captain of the 4th Company. But what do you guys think? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.